Pie says that he's got the shakes already. Troll, aka Syrril. Syrril? I don't know how he wants me to pronounce it. Says he's ready as well. If the nerds are ready, I am ready. Another Friday night. Time to wrap up what actually felt like a mega long week. But that's more because anything that includes Home Story Cup, it feels like that carries over into the week. So this basically feels like Thursday last week till now. 4 best of 5s. The first one has absolute banger potential. I'll talk you guys through it after we do the intros on why we made this match. Obviously, many of you guys know. Some of you guys may not know. Let's do it. BASILISK Big Brain Bouts number 63 already on the 28th of June 2024.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
Here we go. Side at Delta. In the top left side, we are looking at the main base of a French Zerg that wants to be known as Cyril. But he's playing on the Troll, and that's pretty much all that I know about him, besides one thing. In the bottom right side, a man that I do know a lot. He recently turned 31 right before Home Story Cup. He got a bunch of presents. He was absolutely spoiled. He is our legendary Polish big Basilisk fan, our boy Pie. Now, Pie played in the weekly last Monday. And I often tell you guys, if you want to play in the BBB, but you're not a pro, you're not a semi-pro, you're a Marslow, it is possible. I just need to see you. I need to see you play in events. I need a reason to invite you. Pie plays in pretty much every single weekly. And last Monday, I didn't really have anything that stood out for me. So I hopped into a game of Pie where he was playing against this young man. Troll, also known as Cyril. Turns out they had an absolute banger of a series. I joined when it was 1-0 Pie. I think that game went on for like 30 minutes. I didn't see that. Second game was actually very fun, close. In the end, Cyril won it. The third game was very close, back and forth, and dramatic as well. Cyril won it again. And at that point, I said, alright. They played for nothing. Obviously, in the weekly, it will never go anywhere because we love that they sign up. But they're never going to win it. They know that. However, you can always invite them to the BBB. Now there is 60 bucks on the line for the winner, 15 for the loser. So both of them, in a way, already got rewarded for that series on the Monday. Now we're going to figure out who's going to win on their debut. Neither player has ever played before on the Friday night. This is going to be a fun, but most likely painful series as well. The games last Monday were painful. I remember Pie walking 45 roaches over 3 lurkers in a choke point without an overseer. That kind of stuff. But if the games are anywhere near as good as they were last Monday, I will be happy. They were playing for a league leg points. That is true. Thank you, Quinton, for the 4 months. And Haruna for the 46 months. Right before they started, I obviously went to A, get sandwiches like I just said before we hopped into this game. And B, ooh, that's an early baning nest, but well, is it early? I don't know. I think anything we see here, we shouldn't really analyze like it actually means something. I think these guys just press buttons. Paused. As we have a pause. Sorry, door. Cuckoo! Is it Cuckoo again? Did Cuckoo just leave? And he speed traveled from the Netherlands to French? To France, rather. And became French? Hello, Cuckoo. A different Cuckoo. But yeah, it should be fun. It's obviously a cool opportunity for these nerds. They normally don't get to play for anything in StarCraft 2 other than the League Elect points that Wingant mentioned. And there was one more thing I wanted to say. Obviously, the way that they play, like, they are around 4,200 MMR, give or take. So it will sometimes look like StarCraft, and sometimes it's just going to be Omega random, and it's going to be a little bit of everything. Nice that Indy is here again. I haven't seen Indy for too many editions lately. He has betrayed us. Now, we are getting closer to the Esports World Cup qualifiers as well, and I think it goes without saying, once those qualifiers are on, we're not going to do the BBB. So this may actually be the last BBB for a bit, but I'll keep an eye on it. Pie has decided to skip the bailing nest and go straight into a roach one. Greedy, greedy. Pie did mention before the series started and he was in the lobby that he is nervous. Are you flaming us 4Ks? Not in a offensive or serious manner, but obviously this kind of StarCraft, it's different than the StarCraft that we watched, for instance, earlier today. where we saw Team Liquid against Basilisk, and you watch some of the best players in the world. J Money says this is illegal. J Money is taking a break from actually being the only player in the Battle Aces beta to lose against one base mortar. Poor J Money. One day, J Money, it's gonna click, mate. You just go ahead and take a very quick, deep eye and close look on your boy Roddy, on how he disassembles those mortars, picks them apart, step by step, and you'll get there. We have a Roach 1 coming up on the side of Troll as well. Even though Troll played it safe with the banelings, for some reason he's having a hard time defending the third base here. Now in the games that I watched between them, one player would get very far ahead, but then the other guy would somehow take the lead, and then it would swing back and forth. It was impossible really to keep track of those games. And those games were all very long. I have the feeling that we're going to see at least some of that here as well. Spy really wants to get that hedge, but he eats a massive baneling to the face. Somehow we have a single roach on the other side of the map. I call this roach the J Money roach, guys. And the J Money roach is backed up by a Mixu roach and 2 Foxer roaches. And now the 4 boys are heading home after a wild night in Oklahoma. They've seen it all. They realize that this is not where they need to be right now. Back to the drawing board. And let's save our energy and fight for a different day. Even though Foxer would never be a roach on Side Delta. As our man Foxer hates Side Delta. Anti-Terran map. What a save by Pie! Oh, the Queen with a little bit of a drill. Keeps it alive with 2 HP. This is the Yona equivalent of...
Liquid Clem.
We knew you could do it, Pie. Meanwhile, both players are sitting on more money than the Federal Reserve currently has to work with. But, you know, we're not going to point that out too much, guys. If they want to save for a rainy day, we let them save. If I think back of the games last Monday, I just realized that they had an incredibly difficult time killing each other. No matter who was ahead, they had a very difficult time killing each other. Because eventually one person would start focusing on the aggression a little too much. They couldn't spend the money anymore, and then they'd be incredibly vulnerable. Spy sets up a little link run by. Pie is literally feeling like he's Reynor on fire at this point. Well, and then it takes us 3 seconds to realize that the Queen is blocking us. But now we're back, and it's Reynor on fire over here for Polish Pie, our #1 Basilisk fan from Poland. As he gets the Queen, by the way, as well. Oh no, Syrril. Our man Troll Syrril needs to start sending some units over. He's going to do that. Loses 9 drones though. Not the prettiest defense, guys. Pie is indeed low-key cooking. Now he's sending out the J Money roaches again. They are slow. We are hitting a bit of an anti-timing. We're going to donate them. They could get surrounded. Will they get surrounded? That I don't know. Actually, very, very good damage for a tiny link run by Pie. We also got a spine crawler, by the way. Because I guess he is more greedy, question mark. He built a few more drones. He's got double Evo chamber. I got a second stream to play Pip above chat, but I love this. What is Pip? I don't know what Pip is. Isn't Pip the name of that guy from Fallout? Oh. Okay. Fair enough. I was thinking of the Pip Boy. I watched the TV show and I've never played the games. I don't know if that's a crime or not. But if it is, I'm guilty. Troll lost, I think, 2 queens or 1 queen. He just lost a single queen, but he hasn't built many queens. I'm gonna call him Troll every now and then, and sometimes I refer to him as Syrril. What if we A-move as Pie? That makes way too much sense, Sep. I don't know if Pie really wants to be making that much sense, but Pie, a monster. He seems to be unleashed and inspired here as he actually sends all of his roaches, of course all of his roaches, to the other side of the map. He's got his upgrades, that hatchery is low on HP, and we are going to get a good old F2A move. What I mentioned earlier, I think, stands. These two are not good in killing each other. So Pie kills the hedge and then he disengages with a 60 army supply advantage. But he sets up the multi-prong. Link's working on the triangle. And now Pie feels there is another opening over here. Pie, you don't need an opening. You got 35 roaches against 20 and you got 4 ravages in the mix. But Pie says, no, I need to feel like I'm Reynor as he gets the double kill.
Double kill.
On Ovis. Even Pie might feel confident enough to expand right now, or to attack right now. And that says a lot. Because my boy Pie will run from anything, but not from this fight. And just like that, Pie, with honestly a pretty clean and convincing 1-0 victory. Takes the 1-0 lead. Obviously nowhere near home yet, but played a little greedy, got away with it. Actually found some good damage on that hatch, and it's a tiny ling run by. I think Pie was already ahead before that little ling run by, but I also don't believe that it matters that much who's ahead between those two. But the tiny link run by into the follow-up, yeah, that was good enough. And Pie did, I think, a slightly better job in spending his money as well. I'm sure that he's fired up. Winning in the BBB. I don't want to say that this will be the highlight of Pie's life, because he just had a beautiful birthday in Krefeld, where he got spoiled with presents and whatnot, but I think this would be up there. For my man Pie, this would be up there. I hope you guys like my dragon, by the way. It's Jakiro and Sky. 2 Neo Dragons. Why did you get him, Roddy? Well, Wingant, if you didn't bail on us, you would have been there. Maybe I would have gotten you a nice present too. But you were too busy eating case spatulas. Shameless.
Round 2. Fight!
Oh, I will, Rudy. Alright, in the bottom left side, we are looking in the main base of our French Zerg, down 0-1, but maybe we've got a cheesy build up our sleeves, or we're just gonna go for an extracted trick, that's fine as well. Can we start turning things around? Last week, or last Monday, he went down 0-1, and then he won game 2 and game 3. Can we repeat that? It's Syrril, making his debut, a man that I know incredibly little about. But that's okay. If Pie vouches for him, if Pie says he's a nice guy, I believe it. Top right side going 14 hatch. Hatch first. We are looking at the main base of our Polish Basilisk mega fan, Pie. With his little volleyball on the side. And his beautiful Serral picture. And some other WCS cards that he got from me. And a nice card that he got from Aniak that said happy birthday with your 60th birthday. He did not get any Pie, Mark. He asked for it. Because Vicky has a bit of a reputation when it comes to making great cheesecake. But since it's summer, it's very hard to ship a cheesecake. You know, I've played this map a lot. I've never realized that these little guys are up here. It's Knobble and Bubble. I did it. This is actually the first time I ever see these guys. Did you guys know they were here? They are vibing. I've played this map like 50 times. I've literally never seen these little guys. That's always funny about Starcraft 2. You've been on the map forever and now suddenly I see 2 little guys dancing. Ewoks? So I think there is this thing called, in Disney, I think they're called the Chip and Dale or something, right? The 2 little squirrels. But I think that sounds silly. And in Dutch they're called Knobble and Bubble, which I think sounds way better. And when I was a little boy, I was a big fan. I got the official Disney movie on VHS. And like once every 2 weeks, Chipmunks, yeah. Once every 2 weeks I would watch Knobble and Bubble. And then when I spoke to Americans about it, and also Vicky, who's a big Disney fan, she's like, that's not how they're called. It's Chip and Dale or something. And I was like, no, it's Knobble and Bubble. And I would argue to the death that it's Knobble and Bubble. So Pie is going gasless, and he just made a bunch of links that he randomly decided to send to the other side of the map. It is not a crime for Syrril to use his queen if he wants to. Queens are ranged units. Now, if he loses the Evo chamber, it's not too bad. Wait, what? Why is he getting a spine? What am I looking at? Why are we getting a spine in a mineral line? We've got a full wall of a double Evo. We've got 2 queens, and the man is getting a spine. I mean, Pie is playing gasless roaches. You guys know my boy Spy. He pretends that he doesn't build roaches every single game, but that is a lie. There's one thing that this man is good at, and that is holding down that roach button. I also love how he's rallying drones away from the base with the gold. This is the Polish economy, kicking into overdrive. I was like, I have more than enough zloty. I do not need all these zloties at once. It's better to save for a rainy day. It's not how Pie sounds. This is my favorite thing, by the way, of some Zerg players. Where the drones that you build over here, they go to the main, but then the drones that you build in the main, they get rallied to the natural. I call this the J Money magic. Yes! Yes! Right there! This! You guys may not like it, but this right here is what J Money magic peak performance looks like. It's the first thing I've ever noticed when I saw that man play Starcraft. It's like, J Money, why are your drones bouncing all over the shop? Alright. Hello. Thank you so much, Yoon, for the raid. Hopefully you had fun. We actually had your stream open here for a bit. I think Cuckoo wants to challenge you, Trigger. He said he was not impressed by your performance. Cuckoo says he's 9,000 MM1 and he's ready. I'm kidding. Cuckoo did not say that. I think he said that you were good. I like how Pie scouted the full wall off. And now he's like, F it, I'm still going to attack. And Troll has a bunch of overlords. He sees this move out. He's not too afraid of it. He's going to kill the Evo Chamber. Perhaps he's going to rebuild it. I don't really know. Do we have enough? 7 against 13. 4 links against 19. Wait, Pie has 19 slow Zerglings. I would like to point that out. I almost feel like Pie is trying to do a Roachling Ravager roll in, but he forgot he didn't have Zergling speed. He's now making 12 more links because he's like, I need to reinforce with Zerglings, but he doesn't have Zergling speed. Now we are gaming, guys. Now we are gaming. Alright, Pie is going to be... What can you do? Can you walk up this little choke point? I don't think so. So Pie is going to expand. I like it. He seems to have it out for this spawning pool. Killing the spawning pool would be pretty sick. Troll's got a lair though. And he's got a roach speed on the way. +1 missile attacks on the way. Pie really needs to start getting Zergling speed. I think he just realized. Damn it, I've got 31 Zerglings and I've got no Zergling speed. We're gonna drop a transfuse on the Evo Chamber. Obviously, Syrril does not want to lose his Evo Chamber. With the +1 so close to finishing up. I'm afraid though that our man is gonna be floating too much money. He's got some larva available, to be fair. At this point, I would just say, come on, Syrril. 3-4 overlords at once, and then you just hold down that roach button and you absolutely go for it. Pie is going up to 3 bases, like I mentioned earlier, and he's got like a mix between the roaches, drones, a little bit of everything. Couple of corrosive balls are going to land, but not quite connect. Syrril needs another base. Or he needs to maybe drop a Nidus and get a Nidus up on the other side of the map. That would be a play. I'm afraid for Pie that all of his Zerglings are not going to be very useful. Not just because they don't have Zergling speed yet, because that is about to finish up. The roaches of Troll have +1 missile attacks. Are we looking at a series that's going to be all tied up here, or can Pie pull off the hold? I want to say I think he's got enough units to pull off a hold. Snipes a couple of OVs. He's going to get the panic spines. This is a game. I bet Indy loaded into the series and he's wondering, what the hell, Roddy, what have you been cooking up? What can I say, Indy? These guys had a banger on the Monday Night Weekly. It really was an absolute certified banger. Nice job by Pie. With just a couple Zerglings, he gets a cancel on the 3rd base. That's big. Gonna end up losing them. He's now going for a Miko amount of overlords. 7 of them at once. But as silly as that may look, I actually kind of like that. I prefer that than building 2 overlords and being supply blocked again and floating even more money. So just hold down that button, build as many overs as you can. I don't know if we're quite there yet. I think it's starting to look better for Pie, but I still think I actually favor Syrril's position. But Syrril obviously needs to do something with the position that he's got. He's aware of that. He's going to spam a couple of corrosive balls, and that spine soaks up all of them, does not move. Syrril is not certain if he can go for it. He's going to kite away. Fight, mate. Fight, fight, fight. Why don't you fight? I know you've got a lot of money. Stop running. Start fighting. Alright, we shoot. We fight. We shoot. We fight. Reinforcements have arrived. Syrril is going to turn around. The Ravages are a little bit exposed. They are both afraid of each other. This reminds me of my times in high school where I had beef with someone, but I didn't really want to fight because I'm not a fighter. But then they didn't really want to fight with me. And we were all just afraid of each other. Those beef days, those were intense. Like, I see you at the behind the school play yard at 4:15. If you're not there, you're afraid. I was like, I'm afraid. But then he didn't show, and I was like, yeah, A double no-show. Peace. Peace is good. +2 missile attacks is done. For Troll. What are we gonna do with it? I don't know. Pie, obviously, at this point, guys, has been mining of this third base for a while. And I do think these kind of leads don't really mean anything. For these guys. It would mean something if this was a pro game, but it's not a pro game. I do feel that Syrril was a little bit hesitant in taking that fight there. Well, I actually think with a bit of guiding, a bit of macro behind it, we could have been okay, and we should have actually been able to take a pretty good fight. I really wonder what Indy, our Polish caster, is thinking about this right now. He's like, what the fuck, Roddy? What have you done? Don't worry, Indy. It's gonna be a banger, mate. Actually going to be a banger. Good things come to those who wait. You just have to be a little patient. But once these two start going, whew, fireworks. Thank you, Holy Squid. Welcome, matey. RotterdaM's on the way. The one of Troll's a tiny bit quicker, but he had to rebuild his spawning pool, and he has an infestation pin, but he doesn't want to start a hive. Meanwhile, Pie's hive is literally almost done. Syrril is starting his now. I love a run by. 52 roaches and 10 ravages against 46 roaches, 4 ravages and 10 hydras. How good are the hydras? We are about to find out. They don't have any of their hydra upgrades yet. The roaches can actually kill this spine. But Syrril doesn't want to. The man sneaks deep into the main base. Pie now in full panic mode. He's like, oh no, how much do I leave at home? How much do I have to send to my main? Ravages spam some corrosive balls, and Pie is doing his best volleyball impression where he's going to try to knock them back. But Pie takes volleyball. As he misrallies a couple of roaches too, but he man does have lurkers. Corrosive balls connecting with 2 or 3 of them, but not a single lurker goes down. It has been a sick run by though. Pie is defending about as well as I'm defending crap run bys with my gun butts in Battle Oasis. As Troll has found a little opening. Oh my gosh, money shots. Those were absolutely fantastic connections on the Ravages. He gets a roach, he gets a Hydra, and I think he even killed a lurker there too. Oh no, but now he's move commanding. Oh my goodness. I can't take it anymore. Just fight, guys. It's okay, it's a video game. You're allowed to fight. You're allowed to deal damage to each other. Pie kinda cooking now with a Link run by. And the man has lurkers. Syrril had enough of this low eco of this stuff, and he fires up 18 drones. But the man has just lost like 25 roaches. Making 32 in total in this game. He's only killed 10. Uh-oh. How many Ravages do we have left? 7. 7 Ravages should be enough to deal with a couple of slow lurkers, as he's gonna cancel one of these morphing hydras, but there are still a decent amount of lurkers left for Pie. But overall, he's done a slightly better job in spending his money as he's crawling forward. Pie does not believe in lurker upgrades. Pie also doesn't believe in overseers, we know that. He actually killed 2 out of the 3 lurkers there. That's pretty sick. That queen doesn't want to be a part of this battle anymore. Good job by Syrril there. As he sees that lurker crawl forward and he fires a lot of corrosive balls. They're both trying to bait each other into lurker fights. The queen does finally get picked off. A Spy sets up another run by, but Pie still does not believe in overseers. I like how Syrril has so many overseers that at this point Pie believes one of these overseers is his. Oh no. Don't tell me that Pie is about to lose another ZVZ because he does not make an overseer. Oh no, Pie, stop! Not again. We've done this last Monday, Pie. You even joked about it. I believe that Pie spoke the words, overseers are for tryhards. We had Pie with slow Zerglings for a while, but now we've got Troll with the slow Zergling run by. We are gaming. The next time you read a Reddit comment about somebody who's giving you his opinion about Serral against Maru, and they say that they are, around 4,000 MMR on the ladder, just know. Just know, as Troll does find an opening though, the slow Zerglings are absolutely fantastic. It keeps Pie busy. Pie is distracted. Pie still only has, well, Pie actually has 3 overseers. He's not using them. Now he's got 2 of them. He's going to get on top of these lurkers. He kills 2. He kills the 3rd. Turns out killing lurkers is doable. Oh, Burrow, get your... Why doesn't he get lurker upgrades, by the way? Syrril, that is. The slow Zerglings! The slow Zergling run by, the greatest of all time, an actual goat Zergling run by. A pulls the entire army into position. B allows Troll to kill and expand, and now it kills the Ultralisk Cavern. And the slow Lings are gonna get the lurker then as well, but probably not before Adaptive Talents finishes up. Even though that is really close. Denied! Oh no! Oh, I wanted that to be denied so fucking bad, guys. That would have actually been the greatest run by in the history of run bys. If only... That was 0.1 second. That was so close. Alright, we have one lurker that's burrowed. The other 3 lurkers are not doing anything. Whew. That was so freaking close. Yeah, Pie has 4 roaches on the left side. With Zergling speed, he would have killed everything in the main if Pie would have reacted the way he did. Pie now runs on double 4 lurkers because he still does not believe lurkers are all that good. To be fair, Troll does not have seismic spines or adaptive talents. The man does have a hive, by the way. He's just got no gas. I like how we get +3 missile attacks but no lurker upgrades. Banger. You see, Indy, I told you it was gonna be good, mate. I told you. Alright, the lurker then is done, but right at the moment it finishes up, we're gonna snipe it again. And this may just trigger Pie into A-moving some of his units, because I know Pie. These guys, they panic, they look at it, and they say, I don't really know how to defend with this, so I'm just gonna run into 17 lurkers. No, Pie, don't do that. I know them too well, guys, and it still hurts every single time. They look at their main and they're like, oh yeah, that's bad. So you know what I should do? I should A-move into 7 lurkers in a perfect concave. Imagine if Troll had the upgrades, by the way. Ooh, and now Pie lost his overseer. Oh no, panic. Panic! Panic! No! So much panic. Syrril is getting the best of my poor Pie, who's gonna be forced to tap out after losing the lurk and then back to back losing the roach one. I wanna go back to I think actually the closest lurker snipe I've seen in a while. And at least Adaptive Talents finished up. This was so close, guys. This was actually so close. Look at this countdown. And then look at the HP. Well, you guys can't really see that. Maybe it's like... Okay, at 0-0, the lurker then has 15 HP. Adaptive Talents finishes up with 15 HP. Slow Zergling run by indeed won him the game because it also allowed him to kill this base, drop a couple of great Crucibles, and yeah, snipe the Ultralisk Cavern, snipe the lurker then. Oh, banger. An absolute banger. I hope Indy loved that. I also love how that this started off with a Roach Ling all-in, but then we didn't have Ling speed, but we still reinforced with Zerglings rather than with Roaches, because they show up quicker, but that's only really the case. Indy is also molding over the delayed seismic spines timing, aka lurker range, because Troll never got it. But maybe Troll knows that if he just gives Pie the idea that lurkers are not that powerful, Pie is gonna step on them. Alright, at least it's not a 3-0. I'm already happy. Banger game 2. Let's hope game 3 gives us more funny Starcraft 2 moments. Pie lost, yeah. Pie lost.
Round 3. Fight.
In the top right side, we are looking in the main base of a 4000 MMR Zerg, give or take. He got the W over Pie last Monday in a very fun series in the weekly. This is the French Zerg Syrril, aka Troll. And he's actually going for a 1-base Ling Bane all-in, or just Ling all-in, whatever it is going to be. But guess what? This man is doing the exact same thing. On the top left side of Goals River, it is our Polish Zerg, our #1 Polish Basilisk fan, Pie. 13-12 on both sides. Now this should favor the defender, and then eventually you want to expand. But when do you expand? Will these guys ever expand? I doubt it. Overlords are gonna meet each other in the center of the map, but that doesn't really tell you anything. Oh, this is going to be something. Alright, Baneling Nest first on the side of Pie. So Pie is going for Link Bane right off the get-go. While Troll is actually going to go for Zergling Speed first. But he's also still mining gas. Should give Pie at least some quick Banes. Quick Banes are very useful. I feel like they're both going to build a Spine as well. I can feel it. I think Speed is better. Yeah, I think Speed is better when it comes to a macro game. But I don't think they're just necessarily going to macro. I think they will keep on sending it. Actually, Troll is building a drone. I don't know if he's going to build many more drones, but the drone is useful. Please don't lose your banelings for nothing, Pie. Pie will not. Alright. Who's got the guts, the glory to expand? Troll is building more drones. Do you guys think Pie is going to build drones? What is Pie doing, by the way, with all his gas? Is Pie just going to go Mass Bane? Is Pie just sending it with... Okay, he's fired up Zergling Speed now. Troll has 2 banelings, guys, that he has morphed in the center of the map. And these banelings are going to wiggle their way all the way into the main base of Pie. But Pie is also already here with slow Zerglings. Uh-oh. I'm very worried for Pie, guys. Will Pie defend? There's 2 more Banes are going to defend the 1 base setup. This is how professional Starcraft look like in Wings of Liberty. I just want you guys to know this. This looks like a Wings of Liberty game between Hey Pro and Red. And everybody's like, oh my god! Zerglings are fighting each other, it's a one-on-one fight! Ah. Thank you to Waddy, mate. Oh, the Bane! They never went into the main, but they were here to pick off the slow links that were still retreating, so decent connection there. And now Troll's here with a decent amount of speed links. Hello, Shino. How did Waddy do in the Battle Aces, guys? Did Waddy crush? I know, Von. Those truly were the days. Spy screens were not on hold position, so fortunately for us and for Pie, he's not blocking himself from defending the natural. It's so funny how Pie just looked quite a bit better in game 1. But then 4 minutes into game 3, suddenly it looks like Troll is better, no? Why did the Baneling stop in front of the base? I don't know. I think he was just waiting for the initial units to retreat. He set up an ambush. Yeah, those were the traits. You split off 2 Zerglings, you're right clicking on a Baneling, and if they couldn't keep the Baneling alive, whoo, peak performance. Now Clem is splitting 27 Marines and target firing down every single Bane that comes in range. People are like, yeah, I think Marine King Prime did it better. It's like, alright, fair enough, mate. There were some early attacks in Wings of Liberty, but it was very slow. Almost everything in Wings of Liberty was incredibly slow. Seems like Bai set up a slow Baneling run by. And he definitely dealt a lot of damage to drones. He just did not kill any of them. And the fact that he did not kill any of them scares him so much that he immediately drops the spine. But he also sees the roaches moving to the other side of the map. Man, Troll's army supply is so big, eh? Uh-oh. Now, good news for Pai is that Troll only has 2 Banes. So if you can somehow pick off these 2 Banelings, I think pure Link Queen and the Spine is going to be good enough here for Pai. Pai is now building a second Spine. It is hatchery attack against hatchery attack. You guys may not like it, but this right here is what ZVZ peak performance looks like in Diamond League. Here we go. If Pai can just snipe those 2 Banes, or there's 3 more Banes already, that's a great call actually by Syrril. This is going to be difficult for Pai. No! Pai runs like 27 links into the first Baneling of Troll. There are 3 more Banes coming in as well. The Spine Crawler dies. The Baneling connections here. That's actually pretty good by Pai, but is it in time? Well, we've got a Spine. We've got some roaches, but we need so much more. Oh no, I'm afraid our boy Pai is in trouble, guys. Pai just ate such a big Baneling to the face with almost all of his Zerglings. That wasn't it. We're gonna use a little bit of drone drilling at this point, but it is not going to matter. Syrril, the man who got bopped in game 1, has turned things around pretty convincingly in game 2 and game 3. Well, game 2 was shaky, but game 3 was actually kind of clean, as he now takes the 2-1 lead in our opening match of the night. My boy Pie is in trouble. He looked so good in the opening match, but perhaps game 2 rocked him to his core a little, because he obviously knew that he was doing good. He was in a very good spot. And whatever we had in mind in game 4, or game 3, excuse me, didn't really work out. Maybe there was a bit of panic, right? Because he wanted to go for the 13-12 and probably just like bailing Ling all in. But there was no expand, and his opponent had quicker speed, and I think Pie was just a bit confused. Indy setting up the lobby. Pie is confused. Apparently Indy accidentally set it to Roddy against Indy. Don't know who would win that right now. I haven't really won a whole lot today, but I'm also kind of tired. It's been a very long week. With perhaps even a long month with the Dallas and whatnot. Yeah, the month of June was a long one. It's only 30 days, but it felt like a whole lot longer. Game 4, come on Pie. Give us our first rubber match of the night. The more game 5s, the better. And obviously we like rooting for our friends as well. Pie did ask me if race swapping was allowed in the Big Brain Bouts. And I said, yes, absolutely. If that's what you want to do, you're allowed to do it. So far, we haven't done it. It's once more ZVZ here in Game 4.
Round 4. Fight!
The bottom left side of Alcyone, we are looking at the main base of our number 1 friend from Poland, making his debut in the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. He's down 1-2. History is repeating itself from the Monday night. He takes the 1-0 lead, goes down 1-2. That was a best of 3. This is a best of 5. Is there another chapter that we can write about this man versus Syrril? This man is Pie. Top right side, we are looking at the main base of a French Zerg, who is going to go back to hatchery first. Seems like his opponent is doing the same, just a little bit later. He wanted to be known as a Syrril. In-game, he is a troll. People were making Warcraft 3 jokes earlier this week, and I was mega confused. I was like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. And then, eventually the light bulb went on. I was like, ah, troll. That is a Warcraft 3 campaign throwback, but I've never really been a campaign guy. Maybe in some of the future RTSs, if they do a good job with the campaigns, I'm actually willing to like just sit down and play it out once. But what I've always loved about multiplayer games is just the interaction with other people, knowing that there is a human on the other side of the map. Sitting here by myself and completing missions. It's not that I hate it, but I just very rarely enjoy that more than playing multiplayer. When it came to the campaigns in Starcraft 2, I always said that eventually I'll do it. One day I'm gonna wake up and I will have a bigger urge to play the campaign than to play ladder. And when a day is there, I'm gonna play the campaign. We are now 14 years in and I haven't really had that day yet. But maybe if we run into just one more barcode Protoss, I will one day wake up and be like, F it, today is a campaign day. We're getting close, I think. If I lose a little more MMR, I'm actually meeting Wingend and J-Money on the ladder. Maybe that's where I hang up the mouse and I'm like, you know what? It's campaign time, baby. You love the campaigns, Tobias? I've heard great things about them. Not all of them, but some. I don't know, to each their own, right? I kinda liked co-op, but not in love with it either. But I can definitely understand why people would find it very fun. Because I think it is very similar to like a high-level 1v1 RTS experience. It's just a bit different, but you still feel like the pressure, the stress, the relief when things go well. So I absolutely understand why it's popular. Thralls droning. He's running hard even. Spy is going up to 3 bases. Pretty clean, by the way, this game so far by Troll. Unless I am missing something, but I don't think I am. Looks good. Our gamers are spending their money. And that already makes me happy. Somebody said that what this stream needs is a weekly J-Money show match. I want to see J-Money in Battle Aces, and I want to see him lose to 1-base Mortar. I just want to know how he did that. So I can learn and make sure that I don't do any of that. If I can get somebody to go for a 1-base Mortar all-in against my boy J-Money, I pay good money to see that. I want to see it work. Alaris finishing up for Troll a little bit later on the side of Pie, but Pie is obviously a 3-base Zerg. Troll or Syrril is a 2-base Zerg. Pie's got Zergling speed. Troll does not have any of those things. +1 missile attacks though is great to have an advantage on. Roach Warren with Roach speed is great. Even if Pie's got the economic setup. I'm a little bit worried. Is that Roach Warren of Pie too late or will it be okay? Thank you, Harsbo, for the 13 months. It's not much of a special day for me today, but I'm sure there is something we can celebrate on the 28th of June. I actually think it's soon it's the birthday of a lot of important people in my life. My mom, my dad, I guess Reynor to some degree. Breba, way bigger deal. July is like the birthday month for people that I know. There's a whole bunch in like the end of the year, and then July kind of peaks too. I'll see if I can celebrate something random when I go live. Not tomorrow, but the following day. I'll see if I can come up with a fake celebration. Pie won game 1 off the back of a great little Zergling run by on side Delta that did way more than it was ever supposed to do. But I say this Zergling run by is not too bad, especially now because Syrril was turning around and Syrril is now once more struggling to spend his money. Pie found gold with it on side Delta, he's finding gold with it over here on El Cyane. But Syrril is still sending it, guys, into Queens, into Roaches, into a Spine, has killed the Spine, now attacked his own Roach. Oh no, Syrril, if we are all in, my friend, of 2 bases, we cannot be attacking our own Roach. Ay. 28th of June is International Tau Day, Anti-Pie Day. If that is real, it's kind of funny that Pie is making his debut. Nobody uses Roaches the way Pie does. You know, for all the jokes we make about Pie and his love for Roaches, it's actually the tiny Zergling run-bys that have given him by far and away the most success. I like how he's now getting a Spine, even though he's up in workers. And bases. And units. And upgrades. Hey, it's better to be safe than sorry. And Pie probably just looks at this and says, I'm on 3 bases, you're on 2, I've done some damage. You are just going to all in me. And then instead, Syrril is double expanding. But I think I'm with you, Kukut. I feel like this has game 5 written all over it. Even though Pie does have trouble closing. I've seen this in real life. And I think I've seen this on Battle.net too. The man can get in an absolutely amazing position and have no idea what to do with it. Let's hope this game is different. I think this run by is about to accidentally scout the 4th. So BBB has always been open to anybody Connor BBB 4-4. The first match is a community match. It is open for anyone. After that it gets a bit more serious. But the first one we even had Biomorph against Fear Dragon. And these guys are actually better than Bio and Fear Dragon. So it's always been open to anyone. I just need to find the right match. People need to deserve it. Obviously I want to support guys around 5k or a bit above. But once in a blue moon we can make an exception. And we can give some love to the Diamond guys too. You're just watching. It's not a crime, mate. Pie is an animal. Pie took a map of me, Ravi. There's no shame in that, man. Again, this man is very good in building roaches. There is absolutely no shame in losing to these guys. As a 4K toss, I'd love to play. I'll see what I can do. Maybe against the winner one day. Even Pie took a map of Roddy. Yes, he did. The man hold down some roaches and got the best of me. Turns out the Diamond League Zergs are very good in building roaches once in a while. Now, the first match is open to anyone. Obviously, second match tonight, who's playing? It is Hydra against Irish Story. That's already like Grandmaster League level, obviously. Not the top of GM, but obviously very good players. And then throughout the night, it gets a bit better. But I think the last three tonight are all kind of similar. So we have one community match. Just to show you guys a different blend of StarCraft. And after that, we step it up. I don't think it's a crime. I don't think we need to invite the same players each and every single week. I don't think it always needs to be the same level. We can have fun with the first one. I decided to have fun with this. These guys deserve it. They had a banger series on the Monday. If you can do that, you can get an invite into the BVB. Alright, Pie. I know I was joking about you having a hard time closing it out, but it's kind of time to close it out. And I'm sorry, by the way, Ravi, but that was just the lowest MMR match that came to mind. We might have had an even lower one, but I don't know. It was the first thing that I thought of. You can get him back in Battle Aces. I've seen you play, I've seen him play. You're way better in Battle Aces. Bye! Like, I like watching some community StarCraft as well. And I think it's really fun to see some of the clumsy moves here and there. It makes me happy. Like, for instance, Syrril attacking his own roach here, right? It reminds us that we're all human and that it's not that easy to play this game. But I do find it somewhat painful when somebody is Omega 4 ahead, but they just don't end it. They can't end it. And that also opens the door for these comebacks that should never, ever, ever be possible. Come on, Pie. We were cooking. Technically, we're still cooking. Let's just F2A move and let's remax. We have a better economy. Please take a decent fight. Ravages in the back. Spam some corrosive balls. Here we go. Move command against move command. Corrosive balls. Oh my goodness, he's avoiding them. I mean, Pie is an absolute beast. Then he starts avoiding corrosive balls. He's going in real deep right now. He's going to move away from them. Lands a couple. Snipes the roach one. I like that snipe. Why not? Let's go back a little bit. One thing you obviously don't want to do is expose your Ravages. We are going to expose the Ravages, but it's okay. We have some reinforcements coming. I think the upgrades here are dead, even when it comes to Roach Ravager against Roach Ravager. And Syrril is absolutely getting the best of this fight. But what Pie could do right now is just retreat, but he is not retreating. And at the same time, he has lost his entire base to 6 Roaches. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, the good news is that we have 3 spines here that can buy some time. And we build up a bit of a piggy bank. But that was not it, guys. That was not it. Why does my boy Pie fall so hard apart against 6 roaches? And if he would have just done all of that earlier, it would have been game over. Because his army was bigger and better. But he waited so long that... Yeah, Syrril, Troll actually got very close to maxing out. Now it's 3 bases against 3 bases. Pie does still have an upgrade lead. He's going up to Hive. But the next fight is gonna have to go a lot better. Yeah, one times. I think Troll made 18 drones in... What game was that? Was that the first game? We had an attack and it failed, and at one point we went from 44 to 62. I saw 18 drones on the production tab. So yes, it has happened. My boy Pie is building so many spines, man. This man is fed up with those roach run buys. 11 more drones. There you go. Once more, we're up to 64 drones. I'm a tiny bit worried about lurkers. Oh no. Boy, we've got 5 spines. Now we are rallying drones into this base as well. So we're gonna take this fight. Hydras are a little bit exposed. Corrosive balls don't really connect. Nice micro by Troll. Gotta give it to him as Pie just kind of walks into the concave and he does absorb some of these corrosive balls. Just keeps on committing to the fight. This time around, some of these balls do connect. He gets the double kill on the Hydras. I do think it's maybe time to retreat, right? It's kind of time to retreat because our opponent has those immediate reinforcements and we are fighting into a superior concave. We have saved our hatchery though. Hey, we'll take that. We saved our hatch. This really did have game 5 written all over it, but now I'm starting to get a bit worried. Especially because we're making links with adrenal glands. Against Mass, Roach, Ravager, Hydra. I mean, sure, maybe eventually. We have lost a lot more at this point. 3.6 resources more have gone down on the side of Pie. Ay, $60 on the line for the opening series of the night. 15 for the loser. This was supposed to go to game 5. Now I'm worried about lurkers. Good news is that Troll doesn't really believe in lurker upgrades, so... Bad news is that he still has lurkers. And Pie does not believe in overseers. Oh no, we need to move. Loses the overseer, that's one of them. I am worried, guys. Lurkers are good. Lurkers are very, very good. Pie is forced to go back even further and will go back. But now he's going to eat some of these spikes. Oh no, the HP is going to drop so rapidly. Can he kill the lurkers? Well, he gets the first, he gets the second, he gets all 3. Because Syrril moved all the way back. We're going to be very happy with that. Alright, Pie holds. As a 4-base Zerg, Pie holds. And we've got Guidance Plating on the way. And Adrenal Glands finishing up. What about an Infestor or 2, guys, for our boy Pie? I know he doesn't have that much gas, but I kind of feel like if we want to play Ultras here, having like a Fungo or 2 to work with would be sick. That would make me happy. You know, one day, guys, I truly want to be like the matchmakers in the UFC, and I just want to make great matches and then find a prodigy caster that can do all the casting for me, and I can just lean back, put my feet on the desk and enjoy the show. I will search through Battle.net and all those weekly tournaments and try to do the ultimate matchmaking job, and I'll just be like Bruce Buffer. I'll introduce the players and that's it. Coco cast. You can recruit Cuckoo. Cuckoo doesn't have the work ethic. I've seen enough. I've seen enough of Cuckoo. But in his defense, he has played a lot of battle aces this week. So maybe there is a future for him. Got 9 roaches in the bottom side. As Pie is done losing hatcheries that he does not have to lose. Coco has asked for me to put in a word a few times. And said it's even shocking that he's not on Basilisk yet. I don't know. For science, maybe one day. Coco Basilisk. All of it is possible. We have a lot of Pie fans on the channel, Beanbot. Pie is a friend of me, he's a friend of the channel, he's just a name that people are a lot more familiar with. These are all channel points that are wagered with the heart and not with the brain. Even though Pie is the higher ranked player between these two, to be fair, but it's close enough that it doesn't mean that much. It's gonna be impossible for me to predict this. I want to say I think Lurkers will dominate, but maybe with the greatest Blinding Cloud ever, they will not. And Pie can actually just annihilate him. Here we go. We're gonna run into a lot of Lurkers. Blinding Cloud, Pie, please, one time. It doesn't even matter. We don't even need a Blinding Cloud. Oh, those crossbows were good. The Lurker shots were also very good. Why does Pie have a Lurker, guys? It's Jimmy a Viper. Why is he not using it? Now we've got Lynx, but Lynx are going to get absolutely shredded. Okay, he's going for an Abduct on a very low HP Lurker. Too many Lurkers to run into. We're going to get more Vipers, and that really is a play. More Vipers is a play. Banger, best of 5. Couple spines coming online at the bottom side of the map. Will Pie be able to use the Vipers the way that he's supposed to use them? Oh, Lynx, can he get a Lurker? Nope. Pie, stop! Stop. What if these Lynx have it done wrong, Pie? It's a tiny run by. It's not going to be good enough against a Queen and a Spine. However, we are going to make our way into the natural. Pie's bleeding out so many units, though. What is this attack, Pie? We just made like 5 Ultras, 5 Vipers. They're barely here. Kill it! No, Pie! An Evo chamber with +3 missile attacks and 6 HP left. Pie leaves it. As 2 lurkers have killed our bottom base. It just seems that Syrril is a little bit better in the late game ZVZ. He's got a better grasp on it. And Pie doesn't really seem like he knows what to do against the lurkers. Looking very bad now. Like there's absolutely still a world where Pie wins. If Syrril now gives him time. And Pie suddenly becomes the great Jonas Sutala with Vipers. If we just learn how to use Abducts on the right moment and drop a sick Blinding Cloud or 2, there is still a tiny chance, but like, losing this bottom base is painful. Can I redeem a raid for today or do you have plans? You absolutely can, matey. Please tell me it's Pokimane one time. Is it Poki? Alright, mate. If you want, you got me. We're doing it. It's logged in. That's the one, right? Or do you have different wishes? Nine lurkers are burrowing. It is gonna take a while, by the way, mate. This is the first of 4 best of 5s. I hope you know that. Oof, that Ravage got obliterated. Pie needs to slow the game down a little bit, and he needs to stop running into a million lurkers. If we can do that, we are fine. Overseer is gonna go in surveillance mode. Hey, look at that! Look at that! Oh, unfortunately, we don't really have the units. Now, all the lurkers actually on burrow for a split second. That was a lot of energy that we just used for not many kills, but at least we got to use some kills. Now the ultras are gonna get shredded though by this Roach Hydra lurker comp with +3 missile attacks as well, because Pie was a generous god. And he let that Evo chamber live. Troll's gonna hit us with the 21-minute Zergling speed timing. Uh-oh. I think our boy Pie is in trouble. If 21 minutes into the game we are going back to roaches and our opponent already has so many lurkers, it is probably not gonna go our way. Raid Neuro, please. I'm personally not a fan of those Subathon stuff at all. But okay, I will do it for you, mate. But I personally hate Subathons. I think it's very silly. It just seems... I don't even want to get into it. I am not big on the whole Subathon stuff. It's... yeah. Damn it, I can't help. I want to talk about it, but I won't. Huh. Yeah, I'm afraid that Pie is kind of cooked. I mean, he does have 61 drones, but it just feels that Pie doesn't really know how to battle all them lurkers. And there are 7 lurkers left. And this time around, they even have the upgrades. Couple of corrosive balls are gonna zone away the army. This looks like a pretty terrifying army. 25 Hydras in the mix. We have Abduct against Abduct. One of the Vipers of Pie actually getting abducted into the Hydra army. Spy is now just running for the hills, but eventually we can't run anymore. We're gonna have to fight. Pie, this is not where you're supposed to turn around and take the fight. I'm afraid that this is our boy throwing in the towel, because out of all the places to fight, I would say this was the worst of them. GG, well played. Troll won on Monday, Troll wins on Friday. In the weekly it was a 2-1 victory for the man from France. On the Friday night it's a 3-1 victory after having an 0-1 deficit. In both evenings, in both series. Shame for Pie, it should have been his series, but... or at least it should have been at the bare minimum game 5. It's okay. Troll displayed, I think, some decent multitasking. Couple of those roach run-bys really got the best of Pie. Pie had a hard time keeping his expand alive. And the lurkers caused some serious issues. Sad for Pie, but it is what it is. A little bit of community Starcraft, guys, on the Friday night. We're going to take a tiny break. We're going to settle the prediction. After that, we'll be back with Hydra versus Aristori. And that's obviously going to look a lot more like most of the Starcraft you guys see over here. But I still think this was a fun one. I enjoyed it. I hope my boy Pie is not too bummed out. And that's all I got. One of the gifted subbies went to Day 9, guys. Day 9 TV received a gifted subby. Well, that's the jackpot for the Syrril believers. Complete prediction. 12%. We've had a couple nights where all 4 underdogs won at the Big Brain Bouts, which I think is incredibly rare. Let's see if that can happen tonight as well. Ari Story versus Hydra, best of 5. Ari Story, Polish, Z, Hydra, Dutch, P. I'll give you guys 10 minutes to get your predictions in. That should be enough. You did your best, Pie. It's okay. As long as you had fun. Pie, it's about having fun and the friends we made along the way. It doesn't have to get done on your debut. There's always a next day. A few hundred MMR extra, and you'll be battling it out with Magnet and Wing It. So, I believe, matey. GG's to Syrril. Played a fun series. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it.